Pick one. Your entire life, you've been told one simple thing: soda is bad, juice is good. Every parent, every doctor, every fitness guru, every school lunch program, everyone, absolutely everyone has repeated this like a mantra. Juice, natural, made from fruit, vitamins, health. Soda, chemicals, sugar, artificial colors, poison. It's simple, it's logical, it makes perfect sense. What if we told you that a single glass of your favorite healthy orange juice contains almost as much sugar as a glass of Coke? What if everything you thought you knew wasn't quite right? Today, we're dismantling one of the most persistent myths in nutrition. We're going to flip everything you thought you knew, and the answer, it's going to surprise you. Let's go! Where did this myth come from? To understand where the myth of healthy juice started, we need to rewind. Early 20th century, California. This is where they grew oranges. A lot of oranges. A lot of oranges. Way too many oranges. Farmers literally didn't know what to do with them all. Fruit rotted by the ton. The industry was bleeding money. And that's when the Sunkist Cooperative hired a brilliant ad man named Albert Lasker. This man is considered the father of modern advertising, and he pulled off something revolutionary. He didn't try to sell more oranges, he sold an idea. The idea that orange juice wasn't just a beverage, it was health. It was vitality. It was what every American should be drinking every single morning. Drink an orange. That was the slogan. Not eat, specifically drink. And here's where the genius was. To make a single glass of juice, you need 3 to 4 oranges. Eating 4 whole oranges at breakfast? That's absurd. Nobody does that. But drinking a glass of juice? Easy. 30 seconds. And just like that, orange sales multiplied. And here's the first critical fact. When you squeeze juice from a fruit, you remove the fiber, the pulp, the flesh, the stuff that slows down sugar absorption, and you concentrate the fructose. 1 orange, 9 grams of sugar and 3 grams of fiber. 1 glass of orange juice, 22 grams of sugar and 0 grams of fiber. But back in the 1920s, nobody was thinking about that. The science of nutrition barely existed yet. The campaign worked brilliantly. By the 1950s, orange juice had become the symbol of a healthy American breakfast. It was baked into the culture. Every home, every morning, a pitcher of juice on the table, non-negotiable. At the same time, carbonated drinks exploded onto the market. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Fanta, Dr. Pepper, and that's when the Great Divide was born. Juice, natural, wholesome, from the earth. Soda, chemical, manufactured, artificial. But here's the thing, that divide was never scientific. It was marketing. Decades passed. The juice industry grew. Packaged juice, juice from concentrate, juice cocktails, juice beverages. They all sold under one umbrella message. It's healthier than soda. Parents bought juice for their kids instead of Coke and felt like good parents. Schools pulled soda from vending machines and replaced it with juice. Everything seemed right. Everything looked right. Until scientists started asking some very uncomfortable questions. But hold on, let's be fair here. The belief that juice is healthier, it's not baseless. There are legitimate reasons people believe this. Strong ones. Let's go through them. Argument number 1, and it's rock solid. Real orange juice genuinely contains vitamins. 1 glass, 124 milligrams of vitamin C. That's 137% of your entire daily requirement in 1 glass. It has potassium, nearly 500 milligrams. Folate, antioxidants. Now look at Coke. Vitamin C, 0. Potassium, 0. Folate, 0. Antioxidants, 0. Coca-Cola doesn't contain a single vitamin, not one beneficial mineral, just sugar, water, caffeine, and artificial coloring. From this angle, juice wins by a landslide. Argument number 2. Vitamin C isn't just a letter on a label. It's a powerful antioxidant. It fights free radicals, molecules that damage our cells and accelerate aging. It supports the immune system, helps build collagen, aids iron absorption. Studies consistently show that people with adequate vitamin C levels get sick less often and recover faster. And fruit juice is one of the most accessible sources of this vitamin available. Argument 3. Multiple studies have linked moderate consumption of certain natural juices to reduced cardiovascular risk. Pomegranate juice in clinical studies has shown the ability to lower blood pressure. Tomato juice, inflammatory markers. Beetroot juice, improved endurance in athletes by 3%. Soda has nothing remotely comparable. Not a single proven health benefit. Argument 4. Psychological but powerful. The ingredient list. When you read the back of a juice bottle, you see orange juice. That's it. One word. When you read the back of a soda can, phosphoric acid, high fructose corn syrup, caramel color, natural flavors, it reads like a chemistry experiment. And psychologically, we instinctively trust what we can understand. Simple ingredients feel safer. That's human nature. So there you have it. 4 strong arguments in favor of juice. Sounds convincing, right? It seems like the answer is obvious. Juice is healthier. Case closed. We can all go home. Because the science says something unexpected. Buckle up. Counter argument number 1, sugar. Here are the numbers that give people cognitive dissonance. In 8 fluid ounces of orange juice, 24 grams of sugar. In the same amount of Coca-Cola, 26 grams. The difference is 2 grams. That's less than a single teaspoon of sugar. Now pay attention. Apple juice, 28 grams of sugar per glass. That's more than Coke. Grape juice, 36 grams. That's 10 grams more than Coca-Cola. 2.5 extra teaspoons of sugar. On top, that same grape juice that parents buy their kids at the grocery store because it's healthier than soda. Counter argument number 2, and this one is critical. The problem isn't just the amount of sugar, it's how that sugar enters your body. When you eat a whole orange, the fiber acts as a barrier. It slows down absorption. Blood glucose rises gradually, your pancreas handles it without breaking a sweat. But when you drink juice, the fiber's gone. Sugar absorbs instantly, like an avalanche. Blood glucose spikes. Your pancreas goes into emergency mode, dumping a massive dose of insulin. An hour later, blood sugar crashes. You feel tired, hungry, so you eat more. This is the exact same metabolic response as drinking soda. Identical. Your body genuinely does not care whether the sugar came from an orange or from a Coca-Cola factory. Sugar is sugar. Counter argument 3, and this is the heavy artillery. In 2019, one of the most prestigious medical journals on the planet, JAMA Network Open, published a landmark study. Researchers from Emory University and Cornell tracked 13,440 adults over 6 years. The results shocked even the researchers themselves. Each additional 12 ounces of juice per day, that's about 1.5 glasses, was associated with a 24% increase in the risk of premature death. For soda, the same metric was 11%. You read that correctly. Excessive juice consumption was statistically more dangerous than excessive soda consumption, more than double. Counter argument 4, fructose. This is a specific type of sugar found in fruit and, consequently, in fruit juice. Unlike glucose, fructose is metabolized almost exclusively by the liver, and when there's too much fructose, and juice delivers a lot of it, the liver starts converting it into fat. Fat droplets accumulate directly inside the liver. This condition is called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and it affects roughly 1/4 of the world's population. And here's the truly stunning part. This process is remarkably similar to what happens when you drink alcohol. Dr. Robert Lustig, a pediatric endocrinologist at the University of California, San Francisco, said it plainly. Quote, "Juice is just as bad for the liver as beer, minus the buzz." End quote. Let that sink in. Counter argument 5, childhood obesity. Look at these 2 graphs. The blue line, juice consumption in children. The red line, childhood obesity rates. Both have been climbing since the 1970s. Both track almost identically. Now, correlation doesn't prove causation, but the coincidence is deeply, deeply alarming. In 2017, the American Academy of Pediatrics, for the first time in history, issued strict guidelines limiting juice for children. Children under 1 year old, no juice whatsoever. Ages 1 to 3, no more than 4 ounces a day. That's half a cup. A standard juice box from the store is already 6 3/4 ounces. That exceeds the daily limit for a 3-year-old. Because kids were drinking juice by the gallon. Parents thought it was healthy, and the kids were gaining weight. Empty calories, fast sugar, zero fiber. Thousands of parents around the world suddenly realized they've been giving their children a drink that metabolically was barely different from lemonade. 5 counter arguments, every single one backed by serious, peer-reviewed research. Every single one striking at the heart of the healthy juice myth. So what's the answer? Is juice evil? Is soda actually better? No, it's more complicated than that. It's time for the verdict. Let's break this down properly, because saying juice is like saying vehicle. A bicycle and a Boeing 747 are both vehicles, but the difference between them is enormous. Same with juice. There are 3 completely different products that we somehow call by the same name. Fresh squeezed juice, consumed in small amounts, 6 to 8 ounces, is a perfectly reasonable product. Yes, it contains real vitamins. Yes, real antioxidants. But it is not liquid health. It's a high sugar beverage that happens to come with some micronutrients macronutrient bonuses. Bonuses, not miracles. Store-bought juice, which is what the vast majority of people actually drink, is essentially sugar water with a faint memory of fruit. Many juices on supermarket shelves are reconstituted concentrate with added sugars and flavoring. The vitamins that existed in the original fruit were destroyed during heat processing. Metabolically, it's virtually indistinguishable from soda. And soda, yes, it's empty calories with zero nutritional value, plus acids that eat away at your tooth enamel. No argument there. Our verdict? Half myth. Juice can be healthier than soda, but only if it's freshly squeezed, only in small quantities, and only if you're not using it as a substitute for water. The belief that you can drink juice all day because it's natural, that's a dangerous misconception, one of the most dangerous in all of nutrition. And you know what the most ironic part of this whole story is? Here it comes. While the entire world spent decades arguing about whether juice or soda was healthier, the right answer was sitting on the table the whole time. Water. Plain, clean water. 0 calories, 0 sugar, perfect hydration. No drink on earth, not juice, not soda, not smoothies, not kombucha, can replace water. But here's the paradox. When you ask people what they drink at breakfast, only 7% say water. 7 out of 100. We've become so accustomed to the taste of sweetened drinks that plain water seems boring, bland, not worth drinking. And that's what both industries have been doing for decades. Juice and soda aren't enemies, they're allies. Together, they built a world where we forgot how to drink water. A world where every sip has to be sweet. And the real loser, the one nobody notices, is that simple glass of water standing between them, invisible. So the next time someone tells you, drink juice, it's healthier, remember this video. Remember that behind that healthy image is a 100-year-old advertising campaign. Remember that sugar is sugar, whether it comes from an orange or a factory. And remember that the healthiest drink on the planet flows from your tap for practically nothing.